Y'all, here's the last No Nut November guide that you ever gonna need. Here's how you can stop choking your chicken. Here's how you can start retaining your seed. Here's how you can stop being a little bitch. Stop watching porn. Stop masturbating. Just stop doing all that shit that you know you shouldn't be doing. No better time to start than now here in November. Let's get it. Here's the thing that you need to understand about No Nut November. Okay? Understand, every time you watch porn, every time you masturbate, you are cucking yourself. You're stalling yourself. You are limiting your potential. You are limiting the maximum potential that you can reach. Because when you do that, when you watch that stuff, you know it's wrong. Deep down inside, you know it's wrong. Like, I don't have to tell you. You know it's wrong. It's why after the act, you feel shameful. You look around, you look at yourself, and you just like, it's like the horror of what you just did, and you know that you shouldn't be doing it. But to go a bit deeper than that, it's also it's such a cheap form of release. Think about it. You go, you get your lotion, you get your towel, you go on the computer and you look up like some weird ass video because you end up having to go to some weird part of the internet. Whole time you're hunched over like a caveman or like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Your mouth is slightly open and you're like, and you're just like I can't even do it because I'm gonna get flagged or something. I'm gonna get exposed if I even try to imitate what y'all look like. But y'all get the point. Like, if you really look at yourself from a third person view, how can you respect yourself? Think about the whole process that you go through in order to choke the chicken. And then look at yourself from a third person view. How can you respect that person? You can't. And that's why you feel shame when you do the act. That's why you can't look people in the eyes. That's why you feel something is internally off. But to go a bit deeper than that, also you need to understand having sex was meant to reproduce. It was meant to create life. When people had sex back in older times, back in more prehistoric times, like 100 years ago, 50 years ago, when people had sex, they would have sex that they could have kids. And they would have kids so that they could continue on their lineage, continue on their seed, continue on building their generational family and all that stuff. Nowadays, people just waste their seed willy-nilly on OnlyFans, on Triple X videos, on Pornhub, just in the worst ways possible. You're wasting your seed because you gotta think. Everybody came from their daddy's ball sack, okay? And everybody started off as semen. So, to not get too vulgar, but pretty much every time that you go out there and you waste your seed and you choke the chicken, you are killing billions of your own children. You are wasting them away. Because when you don't choke the chicken, when you keep that energy inside in yourself, it just gets reabsorbed back into your bloodstream. So now you're filled with life energy. You're filled with more vitality. Think about it. After you have sex, after you choke the chicken, you're low on energy. You feel tired. That's why a lot of people will just go to sleep. A lot of people will do it right before bed because it takes a lot of energy to create life. It takes a lot of energy to create life, and you're out here cheaply wasting it. Imagine if you just kept that energy inside and started using it for yourself. Think about it. You could use it to create a business. You could use it to go out and train and get really good at a sport. You could use it to actually just go talk to a girl and develop a real relationship and not have to rely on dirty websites and your hand. But, I get it. A lot of y'all watching this might be losers. And it's fine. I've been there too. Like, I was only there for like a couple months because me personally, I did that stuff when I was younger, but after a while, I was like, yo, this ain't right. And literally 3 months into when I first discovered that, I stopped doing that because I was like, this ain't cool. This is not the type of person I want to be. I don't vibe with this at all. So I stopped. And it was pretty simple. And I'm about to give y'all the methods I use to get over that and how y'all can use it to get through November and not only get through November, but turn this into a lifestyle because people will look at these like month-long challenges like No Nut November, No Shave November and stuff like that. Like No Shave November is different, but No Nut November, No Fat November, whatever, semen retention, whatever you want to call it, it should be more of a lifestyle, because at the end of the day, it's very beneficial for you. So turn it into a lifestyle. So number one, imagine your life if you didn't watch porn, if you kept your seed and retained it. Think about it. Imagine your life. Imagine having the energy to get up and go after what you want. Imagine having the energy to go to the gym. Imagine having the energy to go to school, work on your business, interact with folks, develop and hold a relationship, and be able to do it well because you have all this life force energy. On top of that, imagine the pride you'll feel in yourself when you're not just wasting your seed. Because something I noticed is like a lot of people can't even hold eye contact these days, and it's because they're doing shameful acts behind the scenes. They're doing stuff that they know they shouldn't be doing. When you choke your chicken, you're not going to be able to look no one in the eyes because internally you feel shame. You know you're doing something that you really shouldn't be doing, and it's going to manifest naturally. Imagine if you actually had girls in your life that could, or just a relationship that could provide way more value than any video could. You get the interaction of a human, face-to-face, human-to-human contact, and we need that because a lot of people are isolated because of, screens, because of prawn, because of just friggin' people being weird. A lot of people love to just stay inside and not go out and whatnot, and that's not it. Okay, we're humans, we're social creatures, we're meant to interact with each other. Number two, I already talked about this a bit earlier in the video, but like, imagine yourself doing the act. Imagine yourself hunched over. Imagine yourself drooling. Imagine yourself doing the act. Just stroking. You don't want to do that. I'm gonna be real. You don't want to do that, because imagine if someone like walked in on you doing that. How would you feel? You would feel ashamed. You would try to cover up immediately. You'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like it would be a big deal. Imagine if you saw yourself doing that though. Like if you walked in on a dude doing that, you gonna look at him like, what the fuck? Like if you've never watched porn before, if you've never masturbated before, which a lot of people in like foreign countries don't do that because they don't have time for it. Like that's a very American, it's a first world thing to do that. Like imagine just wasting your seed because you're bored. Think about that. Why would you do that? Instead of going outside and just living life, or just sitting down reading a book, staring at the wall, you decided to just waste your freaking life energy, waste your kid's potential. That's so lame to me. So think about it. If some dude from some foreign country, or if you never watched porn or masturbation, you walk in and you see some dude just like hunched over like that, that's crazy. That's insane. You're gonna think like, yo, that dude is a caveman. That dude is an animal. And you gotta think it really is, because at the end of the day, sex is like the most primal urge we have. It's a very animalistic thing. All animals have sex. All animals know to naturally just start reproducing, like naturally. It's hardwired in their DNA. And I'm not out here saying that you shouldn't be doing that. But to do it through a screen, to do it artificially, to not share that moment, that deep, intimate moment with someone else, that is so lame. It's not only lame, it's shameful, and it's sad. It's sad because of the effect that it has on young men. Like dudes out here having false expectations of how a relationship should be, or how women should treat them. It's like, dude, you don't even know what to expect because you've never actually talked to a woman. You've never actually talked to a woman before, so you wouldn't know what to expect. But hey, so just imagine yourself doing that and realize that not only would you feel shame, not only would you not want to be like that guy, not only would other people not want to be like that guy, but God will look down on that person and be like, yo, he's not it. So stop doing that. Number 3, start living more life. Okay, so you stop watching porn. You start retaining your seed. Now it's time to pour this energy into other fields. So start working out more. Get your diet right. Start training more, because you're going to have a lot more energy, a lot more time, and a lot more discipline. Work on a business. Go to school. Develop a skill. Develop a trade. Get really good at something. Find a way to give back value to the world. Because look, y'all, chances are if you're watching this, you're probably a dude. And you need to understand, as a dude, no one really cares about you unless you have value. So you can either hate the player or hate the game, But at the end of the day, you still gotta play the game, bro. Unless you want to just check out, but then you're gonna become a monk. We're not gonna get into all that. So you're playing the game. You gotta find a way to give back value, brother. It's look, I didn't make the rules, okay? I'm just a messenger. So you gotta find a way to give back value. Whether that be through developing a skill, whether that be through working a job, whether that be through creating a business that helps people and gives value to them in some sort of way through some product or service. You need to find a way to give back. On top of that, you can also just use the energy to live more life. Go outside, hang out with friends, hang out with family, go to the movies. Shit, that's better than going and choking the chicken and watching an adult movie. No, don't do that. So there you have it. Live more life. Number 4, if you're a fucking normie, then just wean off. Like, if you can't go cold turkey because your body thinks that you're dependent on it, or like you're one of those people that just has an addiction and you don't have discipline, just start weaning off slowly. Go from doing it 5 times a day to doing it 3 times a day, to doing it 1 time a day, to doing it once every other day, to doing it once a week, to doing it once a month, so on and so on. Like, just start doing it less. You get what I'm saying? Set a goal like, okay, this week I'm going to only do it every other day. Next week, I'm going to only do it 2 days out of the week. Next week, I'm going to do it 1 day out of the week. Then I'm going to do it for only 1 day out of the month. You start, you get better and better. You gradually progress. Because some people, I get it, it's not realistic for some people to go from 0 to 100. Some of y'all just aren't cut like that. I'm not gonna lie, if you're watching this channel, you probably cut like that and you can handle cold turkey, but this is for like the normies that are watching the video right now. So, I gotta make sure I accommodate for all my brothers and sisters watching this video. Last but not least, this is really the bonus method on how you can really succeed at No Nut November. Talk to a girl. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. It's like rocket science. But if you talk to a girl, you will actually realize talking to a girl is actually better than watching or masturbating, because you get real human connection. Not to mention, you also get value. Like, when you just talk to anyone, it's like a value exchange. Y'all are exchanging information. Y'all are exchanging value, whether it just be in the form of emotions, whether it be in the form of energies. Your mood gets lifted when you see them or something. It's an interaction. It's an exchange. So when you're talking to a girl, you get way more value out of that. You learn how to talk to girls. You stop being scared of them. You realize people are people, and you stop being a little bitch. And who knows, if you talk to a girl and you got good riz, then maybe you'll get to smash. Check out my riz guide below. But anyways, so there you have it though. Start talking to girls. Just live life. Stop trying to live through a screen. Stop trying to live this artificial fucking life. It's not real, y'all. Remember that. Braun is not real. It's not real at all. So there you have it, y'all. That's all for the video. Check out my video below on how prisoners get so jacked and swole. With that being said, it's Suleiman. I'm out.